Hi, I'm Laura Murren, attorney at law. And while I'm not actually an attorney at law, I am dressed like one. My professional dress, compiled with my excellent diction and my confident attitude, I think entitles me to give you a brief overview of employment law. So what is employment law? I don't know. I could have Googled it, but I didn't feel like it. So instead, I've invited some of my fellow scholars and some regular folks who know a lot about employment law to give us a brief overview of employment law and the laws behind it. Also with me today is who is an actual attorney and may be able to tell us some real valuable information about employment law you won't be able to find in this video. I bring you now to Herman Weatherbeatenbach, a part-time botanist and a full-time employment law enthusiast. Herman can tell us anything we need to know about employment law and a little bit about botany.
Employment law is by far the most interesting subject on the face of the planet. It amazes me how many people know literally nothing about employment law. I mean, how can you not pick up something? It's meant for the people and it's meant for the company. It's like America made a little America inside of America.
Meet Shania, a harassed and overworked human resources manager. If anyone can tell us about employment law, surely it's this inexperienced young woman sitting before us. Employment law was designed to protect the employees, and it also protects the employers. The employment law basics, I mean, you have to pay fair wages. You have to, you can't discriminate or put up with any harassment in your organization. And you need to protect people's privacy and safety. Of course, you have to provide a safe working environment for your people. That is, I mean, OSHA. I mean, these are just the run-of-the-mill, the things that if you don't do them, if you don't abide by these procedures and policies that have been put in place, then your company's going down.
You have to protect people's privacy. I mean, you can't just go showing everybody what's under your trunk, you know, what's under your hood. You got to keep a lid on it. And you can't just be, but if you don't put a law there in place, then everybody's just gonna show your personal information all over the internet and their Facebooks and their Instagrams and whatever else, the Twitter's accounts. There is no stopping it these days. If it weren't for this law, nobody would have an identity anymore.
No, there is no law in place that protects the private sector, the people's privacy. Does that mean that you don't need to protect it? Pfft. Think again.
The Privacy Act of 1974 only protects government workers. Yes, it's true. It would do you favorably to treat your employees' information with great and the utmost care.
And the people have a right to be protected. This is Jean Downward Facet-Dog, a volunteer yoga instructor and a self-proclaimed hippie politician from Prescott, Arizona. I don't believe in wages. I don't. But if I did, I would believe in fair ones. The mind of an employment law creator is vast and futuristic.
James Davis and Robert Bacon. Two of the greatest men in employment law, unless you count all the others. The Davis-Bacon Act of 1931. It was a great day in history that dictated that you must pay the prevailing wage and benefits to your employees if you're working on a federal facility with a contract of $2,000 or more, that is. And it has to be a public works.
It's like someone came from a time long, long from now and brought with him progress and fairness and equality for all and bestowed it upon our world. Harassment and discrimination.
Good boy. Oh, yeah.
This is Stephanie Greenback, a full-time stay-at-home pet owner and a 5-time winner of a harassment and/or discrimination trial. If anyone knows about harassment and discrimination and how to spot it, it's Stephanie.
Harassment and discrimination. Discriminating against someone for their race or their gender or their sex, including pregnant women, or like their nationality or color of their skin, and their age. Over 40 only. These are all illegal, and everyone deserves to have an environment that they can work in that is free from harassment and discrimination, no matter what they look like, who they are, or how old they are. If you don't have documentation, you don't have anything. If it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. And I make sure that wherever I go, I work in an environment that is free from harassment or discrimination. And you see it a lot. Yes, if they want to file a grievance, they need to call me, and then I take down their information, and then I do a discreet, thorough, and quick investigation of the grievance, of the harassment charge, of the discrimination charge, and then we go from there. If we find that there has been any harassment or discrimination, we compare it exactly to the letter of the law, and that is how we maintain the integrity of the law. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've really got to get back to something.
Jim wants to stay safe. Jim has not allowed us to use his last name because he wants to protect his privacy and his safety. One of the only things in the world Jim does care about is safety, and he's one of the greatest supporters of the OSHA movement.
On December 29th, 1970, the greatest act in American history was signed. The Occupational Health and Safety Act. OSHA, for those of you who aren't familiar. Do you think anyone wants to go home in pieces at night? Does anyone go to work in the morning thinking, man, I really hope I get my finger cut off today? No. If you're anything like me,
You're watching your every move. You are trying to make sure that you live to see the next day. And that is why OSHA, the greatest administration of all time, was created to keep us safe. Everybody wants to work in a safe environment. I don't really see what else to say. If you're not being safe at work, if you're not making sure everybody's safe, following the regulations, you're breaking the law. Oh, you think this is some kind of joke? Everyone thinks that, well, oh, Jim, he's just crazy. He's just paranoid. Well, he's not. I've seen things. Lots of things. So I really hope you have enjoyed the journey through employment law basics. Myself, I actually lost interest quite a while ago. I'm at home right now, curled up with my cat on my couch, not really thinking about employment law at all. But maybe Lee can answer some of your questions that I'm sure are legitimate. Until next time, bye-bye.